I'm a writer, god damn it.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What?
Alright guys, this is a little bit after my weekly update. Like, by that I mean like a minute. But, yeah, so let's get down to it. Alan Wake. So, this is one of those, basically when they first announced the 360, it was one of the games I wanted. Next to Dead Rising, Full Auto, and, Dark Sector, I believe, yeah. Yeah, because they shitted on Dark Sector and I was mad upset about it. But, so yeah, let's get to it, dude. Yeah, so Alan Wake, it's a third-person, I guess, action game. There's not really much exploring or adventuring, so I won't say it's an adventure, I'll just say it's an action game. And pretty much the whole premise behind this game was that like some amazing writer was making a story for it, and you know, the dude like Alan Wake, he's a writer, like a really famous like author, so pretty much the whole story is, I like it a lot. It was really interesting, but I think it was a little rushed because it wasn't that long. But so pretty much what happens is like Alan isn't really doing well in his writing, and he wasn't able to write a book for a few years. So basically, his wife planned like this whole vacation getaway to, like, you know, maybe like spur up his like creativity again, and he'll start writing again. But instead, what happens is his wife, she goes missing, and then he basically jumps into the lake after where he thought he saw her, and he wakes up a week later in his car, and obviously we find out what he was doing during that whole week, but that's around like chapter 4 or something. But so I don't know, it's a really interesting story, you know, like you get to see it. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like the way they tell the story is pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say it's Uncharted quality where they like pop jokes out of everywhere and all that, but for the most part, like your partner, like your best friend Barry or whatever, that dude's fucking hilarious. But it's pretty good stuff. So like just the whole pacing of the story, it felt really well done. Like pretty much what happens is you start off the level with a previously on Alan Wake. Then you get like the whole dialogue, what happened. Start up the game. Usually there's like 2 or 3 chapters in a level. Some have like 4 or 5, maybe, yeah, somewhere around there. But usually you beat those chapters, which are all condensed into an episode. Once you beat that episode, they end it with a lyrical song, which it's usually it's actually really good music. For the most part, it's like country and rock, but it was like this really weird song. I can't describe it, but it was cool the way they do it. And obviously, once you beat the episode, they'll open up the next one with a previously on. But so let's get down to the good stuffs, alright? Controls to me, they felt pretty responsive compared to a lot of other games. Like aiming felt really good. You have your flashlight with your right analog and your aiming. There is no aiming reticule, so wherever your flashlight is shining, that's where you're gonna be shooting. You know, there was a little bit of glitchiness with the jumping. And like sometimes you'll jump and like you'll fucking land on something and it won't grab or something. Some bullshit will happen, but you don't really have to jump that often, so I won't really fault it on that. It's just kind of annoying when you try to jump from like a bridge to another bridge and you could like fall accidentally because you hit like something really stupid. But to me, the controls felt really good. The shooting was great. Reloading, you actually can reload faster by hitting X, which is pretty cool. I like games that do something different with the reloading. The shadowing and the lighting was amazing in this game. Seriously, like graphics on the characters might not be that well done, but the light, just I don't know. You'll shine a light and it, oh god, it's amazing looking. Like if you shine through a tree, it'll show you each like little leaf and like branch, and it's crazy looking. It's so good looking. But yeah, so that looked all pretty good. I will say that yeah, the character models, they do lack some details, and their facial animations can be a little awkward sometimes. Like just watch the cutscene where your wife goes missing. There's a part where like he has his mouth open for like 4 seconds, and he's just like, "What are you doing, dude?" But whatever. Story's good. I will say that they like leave it open for a sequel, so that's kind of a cool ending. It's a sad ending too. And towards the end, basically the sheriff kind of hints that her dad knows something like supernatural or something. Like, I didn't really understand that part. Like, why? Like, they don't really explain any of this shit. Some of it, like, she doesn't explain like why get in contact with her dad. And then like, what else? I know there's something else. What was it? Oh, at the end of the game, they like, you're talking to this other guy who's kind of like you, where his creations are coming to life, and you're looking at like a clone of yourself, and he's like, "Don't worry, that's Mr. whatever, what the hell, Mr. Twitch or something." So I don't understand that. Like, I don't know. They don't really explain shit like that, but whatever. Now, okay, let's get to my hates. Really, I only had one major complaint, and it's basically your camera controls. Like, whenever you're spinning around, like let's say you do a 360, you could be looking over your right shoulder, right? Like most third-person shooters, like Gears of War or Resident Evil, are over to the right shoulder. But what happens is sometimes they'll flip over to the left side of the shoulder, which usually can be fixed by pressing your right analog in once. But this game, it just does it so frequently, and I don't like fucking switching back and forth. So I really wish they made it so you could either look really like from the right side of the screen or from the left side of the screen. Like Resident Evil, how they do it with Sheva and Chris, how they're either on the far left or the far right of their screen. That way they don't take up much camera room. But I don't know, that was really my main complaint. Jumping, like I said, gets a little weird whenever you're near like climbables or whenever you're jumping gaps. The pretty small thing was there's these two bridge sections in the game where you have to like run across the bridge and dodge obstacles, and there's poltergeists, so they'll be like throwing fucking like barrels and shit at you. And sometimes like just the bridges and like they'll glitch out and shit. Like there was this one time I was running and all of a sudden the fucking floor just like phased for a second and I like fell through it. Or there was like a part where this fucking barrel hit me and I went flying like across the like bridge pretty much. It's fucking hilarious, but it's glitchy as shit. But yeah, so all in all I'd say it was a good game. In total it took me, what, 13 hours and 16 minutes? That was all the collectibles and on hard mode. And then my last playthrough, which was on Nightmare with only 15 collectibles, was what, 6 hours and 33 minutes. So not bad and all. It's a really cheap game now, so I highly recommend picking this up because you can't really go wrong with the cheapness and the just the whole game in total. It's good. I liked it.